now to bring on our next guest, Dr. Darrell Thornton. He's the director of Upward Bound Trio at the George Washington University. Dr. Thornton, welcome to Let's Talk.
Thank you so much for having me. And before we move on, I am not doctor yet. I am 1 year into my program. So I want to make sure I save the sanctity of that position when it becomes available. But, thank you so much for having me. I really do appreciate it.
The joke here is, my email address starts with DR. And so everybody thinks I'm Dr. Barnes. And I'm like you. Full disclosure, I'm not.
Yes.
But you're closer than I am, so congratulations.
Thank you so much.
So what is Upward Bound? I mean, I know I don't want to start off like what is it, but I think we do need to start there, because a lot of people, know about Upward Bound, but a lot of people don't, and that's why we have you on the show today to talk about Upward Bound program and how you support young people.
Yes, thank you again for having me. So in a real quick synopsis, Upward Bound is a pre-collegiate program that's designed to give access and resources to high school students who are considered, who will be considered first generational college students who may have an academic need or may not have the resources or knowledge about post-secondary education, and students that come from low-income servant families. So that's pretty much what our program does, and it starts, the students can join the program their 9th grade year and go all the way up until they graduate in 12th grade. And so our program prepares students and give them the resources that they need to be prepared for post-secondary education and to get them excited about what it is to be in college. I'm happy to serve as an alum of Upward Bound. So this program is very near and dear to my heart.
Wow. Where'd you go to college?
I went to the great Bethune-Cookman University. I'm a 2000 graduate. Yes.
Wonderful. And are you from the area?
I am not. So I am a what they call a DC transplant. I am born and raised in Lakeland, Florida.
Okay. So as a Upward Bound student, what grade were you in when you learned about Upward Bound?
When I learned about Upward Bound, I was in the 8th grade. So it was my 8th grade. I had completed my 8th grade year, and I was able to begin my 9th grade, going into my 9th grade year that summer.
And how did you learn about Upward Bound? Did they come to the school, or was it your parents? What was that connection?
So I did not learn about it through my school because I went to what they call a charter school for the smart people, I guess. But I learned about it through my community. A lady named Miss Annie Fowles, I hope she's watching, that went to my church, that was a Upward Bound instructor at the time, and informed me and my cousin about the program. And so we began to get very inquisitive because we knew we wanted to go to college. And so we got involved with that program then. And I stayed in that program all the way up until I graduated.
So are you a first generation college student?
Yes, I am.
Okay. All right. And your cousin, how did he do?
He's also was a first generation college student, and he completed as well.
Fantastic. And I'm asking that question because, I want folks who are watching, adults, especially, to understand how students learn about these opportunities. And here you had a truckster who was also a church member who who informed you about Upward Bound. How does it work in DC?
Can you repeat that one more time?
Yeah, how does that work in DC? How are you all? I mean, I know we're having you on the show today, so that's a good thing. But ordinarily, how do people learn about Upward Bound?
Really through word of mouth. But however, our program does reach out to the community. So with us being a federally funded grant, we are partnered with 4 target schools here in DC, which would be Dunbar, Anacostia, Eastern, and McKinley Tech. And so Upward Bound has been at GW since 1999, which a lot of people do not know. And so through those partnerships and through those longevity of being there, the word gets out about Upward Bound, the different things that we do. I try to make sure that since I've been here, that our students are involved within the community. So we're doing a lot of community-based projects within the city to make sure that the word is out. So the word is getting out through our instructors, through our staff, through our students, through our parents, and just through the reputation that we have throughout DC.
And you mentioned the 4 schools, but can students outside of Upward Bound, I mean, out of those schools, still participate?
Oh, absolutely. So those 4 schools are our target area schools. However,
Okay.
we have students that are coming from Ron Brown Academy, Girls Global, Maya Angelou, Columbia Heights High School. We had some from Benjamin Banneker. We have students from all over, but those 4 schools that I mentioned are our 4 target area schools that we had when the grant was written.
Is there any cost to participate in Upward Bound?
Only cost it is for you to be committed. So there's no cost to anything that we do. Our students, we don't charge them for anything, and we do a lot of extensive learning, educational learning outside of the traditional classroom. So we do travel with our students. We go out of state a lot to make sure they're getting that experience about what college looks like outside of DC. And so we're also looking at the educational piece, but we're also trying to educate the social aspect of the student as well.
It's wonderful. I mean, I'm excited. I would love to. We might end up. You might you might see us knocking on your door as we
Come
decide
on.
a story on some of your Upward Bound students. What are some of the successes? Talk about that you've had.
Since I've been there, so I came on board in June of 23. And since I've been there, we last year we had a student that actually was a posse recipient, and he's currently now at that school. And so this year we had 2 more posse students, recipients as well. However, they really wanted to go to the school of their choice. And so I'm really happy about the decision that they made for them. And I think one of the things that our staff currently is ranting and raving about is that we encounter every aspect of a student. So we have everything from the students that are very passionate, they know they want to go to college, to those that don't know what they want to do. And so this year, one of our students that um, has really made us work for our money that we do get was accepted, has committed, and is going to college. And I think that's one of the greatest success stories of any educator, is seeing those students who persevere to get to the ultimate goal. And that is to do better for themselves and make decisions that is going to be impactful into the community. So those are one of the greatest accomplishments that I can say that happens, that when we see students go to the next level.
I commend you on that, because a lot of us that are in the community know or run across young people who put limitations on themselves. They because they don't think they can, they don't try, and maybe not getting enough encouragement.
Right.
I know there's some that they're being encouraged, but maybe not enough. And to see the successes, to see that that can happen, So um, I know that I could see on your face how proud you are of that. So these
Yes.
students that go off to school, I mean, are you helping them to get scholarships? How do they pay for this college education?
That is a great question. So one thing that we do is that we empower our students about scholarships. So every week, our students are getting a newsletter from our program targeting different scholarships that they need to apply for. And that's one thing about being Upward Bound and being in a school-based program, is that we partner with a lot of departments within GW. And so admissions has been a great partnership to have, and in financial aid, because admissions helps us educate our students about how it looks like getting accepted into college, the different target areas that schools are looking at on, grading you to accept you into college. But then also we bring financial aid in to talk about that financial aid literacy piece and that scholarship piece as well. And so we're making sure that they understand how to apply for scholarships, what those scholarships are, and getting students to apply. And when we say getting them to apply, we're looking over their shoulders like, hey, you need to apply. And so one thing that we're getting ready to do coming up this next school year, we're revamping a little bit, is that we're going to break out into different tribes. And so I'm going to be the person that's going to be over our seniors. and we're going to do a whole senior boot camp starting in August, because by March, I want all of our seniors to be accepted into college, have that financial aid money, have those scholarship money in place so they're prepared to go. Because we know that if you get ready, if you stay ready, you don't have to worry about getting ready. And so that's one thing I try to make sure I echo to my students.
So we're going to make a date, Darrell. We're going to have you back on, if not before then, definitely at that time.
Yes.
We're going to put a note down that we want you back on then with those students,
Yes.
a few of them, that and to see if you, I mean, because that's an amazing goal.
Yes.
You know, and like you said, they're going to make you work for the money that you're. So that's fantastic. But we want to have you all back on so we can talk about that road the students took.
Yes.
Yeah. So, I mean, in closing, is there anything, you know, if you got that moment in the sun, can you give us that like 30-second pitch that says why students should apply and become a part of Upward Bound?
I think that families need to really consider Upward Bound, especially first generation college students, because this program opens up a whole new world to your student, giving them the opportunities that they probably would not have inside the school system, and giving them the opportunity to understand exactly what college is about. So in our program, our students are able to not only come to a college campus, but interact in that college campus with different departments, such as our engineering department, our media department, our financial aid department, and our medical department. And our students are able to stay on campus during the summer. Now, this summer, we won't be on campus. We do it every other summer. But they get that experience of staying on campus, staying inside the residential halls, eating inside the cafeteria, going to the school gym. So they're getting encompassed what the college life is about. And this program, I guarantee you, will be success. I am a proud billboard of what TRIO does. That TRIO works. That's our slogan. That TRIO works. I am a walking billboard. My associate director, Ms. Gabrielle Mitchell, who I cannot be on here and not mention, who works tirelessly and does an amazing job, is also an Upward Bound alum. And so you have people that are working in these programs that understand the struggle, that were on the other side of the table, and that are here for the students and to make sure they get to the next level. So if you're scared, a lot of parents are scared about them joining the program because we do a lot of extensive traveling. Don't worry about that. You want your student to gain the knowledge that they need to be successful and productive citizens in this world today. So give Upward Bound a chance.
All right. I appreciate that. And I think it's a great message. And you're right about parents who sometimes are afraid to, let go. But I am, Maria Hayes says, look at my baby. She's so proud of you.
That's my mama.
Yeah, no, I'm glad that she's here because, she has a testimony and I think she's very, very proud, as she said. So I want to thank you for being with us today. Again,
thank you for having me.
Before, but I definitely want to have you back on in April when we look at those college graduates with those seniors that you're working with.
Yes, and we want to invite you guys out to our summer showcase at the end of our summer program this year, so you guys can actually see exactly the work that is going into the program during the summer as well, because our summer program is getting ready to start up on June 23rd. Okay. So please, I will definitely be in touch with you guys to come out and be a part of it.
We are there. All right.
Thank you.
Thanks a lot. Have a great day.
All right, you too.
All right.